Hello and welcome to another episode of Becoming Enchanted. And my door is open. Normally, you don't see that part right here. Uh, Becoming Enchanted with the Rustic Spirit. I'm your host, Stacey Lee, and tonight we have one of my favorite people, one of my friends, and I love to talk to him. We usually have a good time on here, and he has his own ventures and all kinds of things to talk about, and that is Steve Dills. But before we do that, I want to go in a little bit about a legend like we've been doing. I don't have a story or a script this time. It's just something that I have been pondering on and studying myself and researching about South Mountain magic, I guess the PA Dutch magic, the powwow practitioners that came over from Germany, that came over here and brought their folk medicine. And it's very there's a lot there. So if anybody has any information, if anybody has anything that they can work with or know about this folk magic and powwowing that started in Central PA and has branched out to the other states around, reach out to me. I'd love to pick your brain and find out what knowledge you have. We recently went to, and I'm not going to say this right, the Dahlgren Chapel. I think that's right. Nicole, let me know if I said it right. The Dahlgren Chapel, and it was a amazing location. A lot of powerful energy there. She was she built a chapel. She had bought the house over there. She had lived in the South Mountain, Hagerstown, Boonesboro area in Maryland, and she'd bought the house, and she had built this chapel, and she was actually buried at some point in the chapel, and her body was exhumed somewhat later because people had vandalism, stuff like that. So they had moved her body out, but I still felt her energy there. There's just so much energy in that place. So currently researching more into that. She has a book called South Mountain Magic. So I've been following the Fedora files and hoping to get him on to talk about some of his research in that area. So if anybody knows anything about that, let me know. Send me a message. I would love to talk to you more about that. So again, if you guys following me and saw my post earlier, trying to pay some bills, I got some candles for sale. I have a ton of candles for sale, lots and lots of them. We now have over 20 different scents, I guess we could call them. I want to call them flavors, but I think scents. And go out to the rusticspirit.com and check it out. I'm offering a 10% discount right now, and until the 2nd, I believe. That runs until the 2nd. You have to use the code fall sale 10 and you get 10% off, and helps me and helps other shop small this season. That's where I'm going with that. Shop small this season. The season's coming up, and everybody needs to buy gifts, and who doesn't love a candle? So go check them all out. So without further ado, I am going to bring How Much Sense. There he goes. I'm going to bring Steve Dills on stage with us. Hello, Steve.
Hey,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you? How's it going?
It's good. It's going good. Lots of things going on in life. Very busy, just like you have been. It seems like sometimes you just disappear off the map for a little while.
I sometimes I have to. I feel like I don't know. There's spurts, right? And I'm a very weirdly enough introverted extrovert, and so I need time to recharge sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times that just means falling off the face of the planet because that's the easiest thing to do.
I
so
feel you.
so I do that for a little bit, and then I pop up here and there, and then I'm back. So
You're like the mysterious Steve Dills now. Like it's like, oh,
yeah,
there he is. Oh, there. Oh, we could do a whole new thing. We could be like, where
oh
is Steve
boy,
Dills instead of where is
it's the
Waldo?
new Waldo. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. We should do
Because
that.
all of a sudden, like, I'll think about you, and I might like mention you in a conversation, and then I look on Facebook, and oh, there he is. Something he just randomly posted something that day.
Yeah, I've been. I mean, I've been busy, I guess, and I feel like, uh, the best work that you can do is work done in the shadows, right? The work that you're just putting your I guess your entire heart and being towards, and a lot of times that tends to be its own journey, and
Mhm.
then I just get lost in it for a while. So, uh, a little bit of thinking, but it's been good. It's been enlightening. So, um, and with October being here, this is definitely like the exciting month, right? Um, and the Hanover Tavern Paracon is right around the corner. So, um, you
Sure, you're
know,
getting busy for that, starting to plan and get everything together and ready.
oh yes, yeah.
Hmm.
October is always this really fun battle mentally between like do October things and have fun with my favorite holiday, and then it's also plan for the Paracon. So it gets to be like this really fun, um, I guess, wrestling match.
Oh, so Damien, I'm going to get back to your question, but John goes, Mom, it's Stevie Dills. I need to know this story. I don't know if I know this story.
It's just Debbie. She's nuts. Who knows? Who knows what she's? Who knows?
I know. I
Who
love
knows?
her. I miss them. I was supposed to go to Selma Mansion a couple weeks ago and ended up, we all kind of had the flu and we're like, there's no way I can go. I don't want to spread anything.
No.
And it was a mess. So
Sounds like that was a lot of fun.
why am I sick all the time? It always seems like I'm sick for these things. I was sick for your event last year, like literally vomiting, like everything I could ever imagine. I didn't know. Like I think the
Good
end
weight
of my
loss.
being came out with that one. But this one was just more like a cold and like flu, and I just didn't want to spread it around and stuff like that. So Damien did ask, what is the catalyst that turned you towards paranormal?
So the journey, right? I call it my paranormal journey, and I feel like everybody does. Everybody has their own kind of rhyme or reason as to how and why they ended up in the paranormal. And so mine begins at a young age. I was in elementary school, and my father had a job opportunity that he could not pass up. And so within a couple of weeks, we are packed and moved and in a whole new world. And it was only 8 hours or so away, but I moved from Pennsylvania in a small town right outside of Philly to Richmond, Virginia. And this was back before cell phones graced pockets, and we had everybody had email and all this sort of stuff. So like I didn't really have any connection to my past life, right? It felt like I was pretty much just starting anew. And as a child, that was very rough for me. I was very depressed and anxious, right? And so we move into this house, brand new building. The construction company had built it, and then it sat for almost 2 years. So like that'll give you the first like inclination, like maybe you shouldn't live there.
Yeah.
And so
because the housing market back then wasn't like it is now. So
no, it wasn't. It really wasn't. So this was like, they were trying to find a place quick. So they're like, all right, get this house. And my parents knew like, we were going to find somewhere else eventually. It wasn't going to be like the end all be all, but we moved into this house, and activity pretty much started almost immediately for me. I got sick for a number of months. Doctors didn't know what was wrong with me, but I was going through like weight loss and everything.
How old were you? You said
I was in elementary school.
Okay.
So I was young, like not like worrying about my weight, dieting young.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I was a kid, and so I was just sick. Like I didn't know what caused that, and that went on for a couple of months. And during that time, I started experiencing things. And what started was a whisper, like right in my ear at night while I was asleep, and it would wake me up. And that would just essentially continue and build. So it started with a whisper, then I would hear my name, then I would hear it screaming, then I would hear conversation outside my door. I would have my bedroom door open and close, the closet doors open and close. You name it. I had objects moving around my bedroom, and it didn't just stay in my bedroom. It kind of followed me around the house. Weirdly enough, not to anybody else in the family, although they were having experiences as well. Nothing as, I guess, in a sense, malevolent as this.
It was almost like it was targeting you.
Yeah, I very much so felt targeted, and it didn't really even stop there. I mean, there were times where I was outside in the front yard playing, and I remember watching my family dog come around the corner of the house and walk into the front yard, and I was like, "This is weird." We're in a neighborhood, right? So there's cars driving through all the time. Like he's not supposed to be out without a leash on. And so I remember, walking over to him. I never touched him, weirdly enough, but I was like, "Hey, boy, you gotta get inside. Get inside." And so I remember walking him around the house, and then I watched him walk into the garage. And so I turned around and I went back to the front yard. And then I thought about it for a second. I was like, "Well, let me make sure that the door, to the garage is open into the house." And so I go into the garage. The dog's nowhere to be found. I open the door. I walk inside, and there is the dog sitting on next to my mother with his head in her lap. And I remember telling her, like, "Wow, he fell asleep quick." And she replying back that basically he had been, they were watching some horrible daytime soap, I'm sure, no offense, Mom, and he had been sleeping there for at least the past hour. So, whatever this was some sort of, I don't know. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I had doppelgangers of like the family pet. And so this all continued on for 2 years. We lived there for 2 years. And after that we moved into a new house, and didn't have activity anymore. And I mean, we could probably talk the whole hour of experiences that I had in that home.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it was the experiences that I had there and the fear that I had there that drove me to start asking why. Like, why did that happen to me? Why, what did I do something? And then, that kind of turned into, well, can I use my own scars to help other people? And so that's how I ended up forming a team, and then, finding a passion for history. So.
What is your theory on why it or whatever it was there was more targeting you and drawn towards you? Do you have a theory on that?
Honestly, I think it was just because I was open to it. I think I was fresh meat and easy prey.
Fresh meat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm this young kid. I'm going through what I considered, hell at the time, right? And essentially all of my friends that I knew, and my best friend, and my entire my immediate family was with me, but my grandmother, my aunts and uncles all lived within like an hour radius. So I honestly think it was just that mix of, oh my God, like this might as well be Mars. This could be a new planet for me. And I think that is what, that, I guess what's that mental state that it put me in.
Well, mental states play a big role in that.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that is why I ended up being the target.
Do you feel it took your dog's form to gain trust or use a familiar family member?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, because I don't really know what the end game was, I guess. Now it progressed up until literally the day that we left that house, the day that we finally moved out. Done. But I don't know why it wanted, I guess, to interact, if it did want to gain my trust. I'm not sure to what end, but it was definitely something that it wasn't friendly. It wasn't something where it's like, "Oh, it's great grandmother Gertrude, and she's here to make you, her famous cookies."
Felt darker then.
Yeah, it was definitely something that was like, nah, screw that kid in particular. And so that was, it was fun. It was fun. It was good times.
Fun stuff.
It's character building is what it is. It's character building, right?
You had character building by a spirit in your home. That not many people can say that. I think some of Stephen King's characters can, but it was like when you're telling that story and the things that happened in there, you should write a book on that, like the experiences you had.
It's a little preternatural harassment. It's fine. It's good.
Yeah. Did you just say preternatural?
Yeah, preternatural harassment.
You say creature natural or preternatural?
Creature natural, like paranormal with a P.
Yes,
Preternatural. It is like the
I know.
embodiment of all of the
Yes, it is so
all
funny. I
of the
just
wild
learned that
world.
term at the podcast I've been listening to, the Fedora Files that I'm talking about,
Uh-huh.
and how that term has been used and changed. So it was just funny that you had said that. Um,
Yes, it is. I mean, when you think about it, paranormal just means not normal, abnormal. It
mhm.
doesn't mean ghosts specifically. We've just kind of like, I guess, stole it, hijacked it.
I know
I
it
don't
seems
know.
like you have paranormal and then you have cryptid, but
And then you have
cryptids
cryptids.
are paranormal too
Exactly.
at the same
Exactly.
time.
It's
And
all
your
part of.
focus has always been more in that paranormal field than it has been the cryptid, except when
Yeah,
we
except when
took
you
you 10
dragged me
minutes
out.
away.
Yeah, when you dragged me out into the middle of the woods, 30 minutes away. Totally not 10.
10 minutes away. It's only 10 minutes away. No, I think we said 10 miles. I think you said 10 miles. I'm pretty sure.
Whatever Andy said is full of it. And and what Chris and I believed was 10 minutes was 30 minutes away. Uh, in a place with no signal, and I thought that we were about to get chloroformed. Like, I just I figured this is it. This is how we're gonna die, and we're like, well, we might as well film it. So
That's you and Chris's little side adventure with Eerie Encounters, right? Is that what it's called? Eerie Encounters?
yes, Eerie Encounters, and honestly, I apologize. Haven't put out a whole lot recently. Working on a couple of other different things, and life has kind of taken over a little bit too. My son has gotten into t-ball, so we're doing that every weekend, and my daughter's in gymnastics, so we are doing that every week. So it is, the parent schedule has taken full swing.
It has. And your kids are at that age where things are going to start happening. Like, this is the time that, yeah, you need to focus on your children and um, give all your energy and stuff such to that. So, and I know
Yeah.
we see them a lot at the events.
Hmm.
You bring them to, like, what are I never really talked to them like about how their thoughts are on paranormal. Um, they kind of grew up with this. You kind of like indoctrinated them into
A
the
little
paranormal
bit.
world.
So a tiny bit. We'll
Okay.
bring them to events and stuff every so often, and sometimes, once in a blue moon, they'll go on an investigation. But
Okay.
that's usually at like a safe place. So that
Hmm.
is like 99.9% of the time the Hanover Tavern, which
Yes.
is, a very near and dear location to me, and we can probably talk about it later. But um, I've brought them there a few times, but I also want to be very like, I don't know. I also want to be very careful because I don't want their hobby to become mine just because it's my
Yeah.
hobby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so I've tried to be very deliberate as to like how often they investigate and how much, and where we are and what we do and all that. I'm definitely not taking them to, any place that is, abandoned, and there's, you know rusty nails hanging around and asbestos, or fill in the blank. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't know, I've been very like, let them see it, let them check it out. It's not, I don't want it to be a taboo topic for them, but I also want them to like, if they really like the paranormal, they'll come to it in time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it seems like that, we see them in events, we see them doing stuff, but that's not an event. Like, you are out
Yeah.
there, you're talking about yourself, and oh, look who's here, Russ, my two
How's it going,
favorite
Russ?
people.
My favorite bald man,
Russ
former
has
bald
had some
man.
crazy things happen in his life recently. His daughter recently
I saw.
found him, and
I saw.
they
I was very
have
excited. I
connected.
was.
Yes,
I was. I was checking. I was stalking your Facebook page for a
I
couple
think we
days,
all
Russ.
were stalking his Facebook page. We're like, oh my goodness, oh my, and then he cuts himself, and then she has some health issues. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yep. Yeah. Typical.
So
Typical Russ.
yeah, but it's good to see you, Russ. We're so happy for you and being able to reconnect with your daughter. I think that's um, a dream of yours that we've talked about before. So I'm happy
No,
for you.
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I think John, if he's still in here, he was with us that night, and his mom.
Yes, I
Um,
dragged them out, and I remember Debbie's last comment to me before the cell signal went out, because we're driving. We're just driving. We're like, where are we going? And Andy couldn't give us an address. He had no idea where, so let's back up. Let's start at the beginning if we're going to tell the story. So we're at the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, right?
Yes.
And what does everybody do at the bash? They hang out. We listen to people talk and everything, and then in the evening, everybody investigates. That's what everybody wants to do. And whether that is with Ron and Lourdes and their Estes method sessions that they do in Not So Secret anymore, because it seems like there's a massive audience every time I sneak in there. I enjoyed those for like a couple of years. Nobody knew that we were doing that, and we could go and hang out in that room, and there'd be just like 5 or 6 of us in there. And the last bash, I walked in, and it was like I opened the door and there's like 20 people in there, and I'm like, and they all just stare at you like, and then it's just very awkward. It's great.
I know. We went there after the Squatch Watch, so you call it.
Exactly.
And I didn't know where they were at. I couldn't find them, and then you ended up going in, and I never made it to see them. But
so we're at the bash, and Andy's he's like, listen, he comes up to me, he's like, listen, he's like, I got something for us tonight, and I'm like, what do you have? And he's like, listen, 2 weeks ago or last week, like something like that, within a very relative close time frame.
It was like the week before. It really was.
And he's like a buddy was out on this mountaintop, and he saw Sasquatch. And I was like, really interesting, okay. And he's like, we're going out there tonight. And I'm like, oh. And me being like, and Chris, my partner in crime, being the idiots that we are, we're like, yep, we're doing that. Sounds like a great idea, man.
He's like, Steve's down for the squatching.
Yeah, I called it because I debated with him. I'm like, well, I personally did not come to this event with a bag or a net large enough to hunt and catch the Sasquatch. So I wasn't hunting Sasquatch. I just wanted to watch the Sasquatch. So I just wanted to watch the Squatch in its natural territory.
Yeah.
So
and me bang on trees.
Yeah, and you bang on trees and get the shit scared out of Andy. So we decided we were going to go on a Squatch watch. And so I'm like, all right, Andy, where are we meeting you? And he's like, oh, meet me at the gas station. And I'm like, this is sketch already.
The gas station in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. And so before I leave, I somehow convince John and Debbie to come with us.
And that was probably for your protection, right?
And safety in numbers.
Safety in numbers.
Andy can't kill us all. And so I convinced them. They hop in the car and start following us. We meet up with Andy at the gas station, start driving, and we just keep driving and driving and driving and driving. And
South Mountain, Maryland, or South Mountain, Pennsylvania is where we were at. Yes.
Bumfuck nowhere is where we were. And
it's where the apple orchards are.
And nothing else. And like so, including cell signal. There's no cell signal out here. And the very last text message I get from Debbie is, where the fuck are we going? with skull signs.
Oh goodness! And see, I knew where we were going. I knew how far it was. So, and to me, I'm from that area, so I knew the area. But I can imagine you not knowing the area and how that felt. It was
pitch black. We're out in the mountains. There's no signal. It is the hills have eyes, and we are being led to our demise.
You heard banjos playing in the background.
Yeah, we heard. We heard some banjos. So we pull into the parking lot and we get out, and he's like, we're here, So we begin the Squatch Watch. We begin the Squatch Watch, and we turn on some cameras and we start hiking down the trail. And we had some interesting experiences.
We actually did, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we also had one time where Stacy ran off of the trail to go beat on some trees, and then Andy ran down the trail.
Or hugging them? or
I don't
talking to them. I don't know.
probably all three at the same time. And so at the same time, Andy is running down the path by himself, and he decides that then was the best time to try to make like a squatch call to like
And didn't warn anybody.
and didn't tell anybody. And so we all hear this, and Stacy's like, "Oh shit!" And she starts, you start running back to the path, and I'm like, Stacy, why are you like? We're all meat. I don't like. There's even more meat over here, and you're just coming to the rest of it. Like this is squatch feeding grounds. But we
Safety in numbers.
not when we're the lower food chain item. I don't know.
That's if the Squatch is hungry that night. Maybe he already ate.
Maybe he's just an inquisitive Squatch, but we don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, maybe he's got Squatchettes at home, and maybe they're hungry.
Oh, thank you. Aww. Look at that! I got coffee. Some more coffee. This one was gone, so I got another cup of it.
Are you gonna come out my door next and bring me coffee?
Yeah, Steve wants a cup of coffee. You gotta go to Virginia. And it's my Star Wars mug. He would like a cup of coffee delivered to. Are you in Hanover? Are you live in Hanover? Or, yeah, Hanover, Virginia.
Yeah, I need a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ship it right out.
Ship it right out. Well, that's hot. That's hot coffee.
Ice cube in it.
Oh, and Damien would like a Red Bull in Scotland.
That's gonna take a little longer.
Yes. Anyway, back to the God.
Yeah, but it was a good Squatch watch. I mean, we did see some things. We saw like we heard a number of noises and what sounded like somebody trekking down the path towards us. We saw that one light. Remember that light that kind of passed through the woods as if it was like a car?
Yes, and I think that was the biggest thing. Was like when we saw that light, and you thought it was a car. I thought it was a lantern.
Yeah,
because that's Civil War ground too.
But I mean, it was just one light. Like it wasn't like when I say one car light. I mean, it was a bright light. Like it was very bright, and it was moving rather quick, which is why I was like, that's maybe Sasquatch on a motorcycle. I don't know. I wasn't, but.
I hear he likes Harleys.
He's big dirt biker. But it was very odd. And then after that, it kind of like got deathly quiet. Like it was like
you're right. You're right. So what I'm going to do is I have the little short thing here up, shorts from your Eerie encounters that I'm going to share with everybody. If I can figure out how to do it. Share screen. Shorts teaser episode. Let's sorry, I have 3 monitors here, so I'm trying to.
I believe in you, Stacy.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
I have to hit play. Okay.
Eerily got quiet.
Oh, I don't like that.
Everything just stopped. Everything got super.
Oh, I don't like that. That's not good.
Yeah, actually. No, that's good.
Okay.
Let's just be quiet.
Stacy's getting into the safety of the circle.
That's when you came back.
Know that we're all made of meat.
See?
I want to die.
I don't want to either, man. I
You
don't
on the
have
way there,
anything
right?
on me.
Yes, this is what we thought we were going for him.
All I have is my little wiener whistle.
Where's my wiener
Yeah,
whistle?
so when I'm getting mauled to death
Blow the whistle.
by an actual animal, I'll be
And then that way we know to not run that direction.
Oh, there's not loud enough.
or you jump the bird.
I'm not going to let you.
That was
There's
Andy.
a squatch in these woods.
Yeah, that was just the little promo you did.
Oh
Let me
my
stop
God.
sharing and figure out how. Like, I'm used to only having one screen, and now my mouse is acting funny.
That was funny. This is the whistles, by the way.
Yeah. I usually have mine, like I'm in a new studio now, so I usually have mine in my little drawer under my computer screen, and it's not here now, so it's out there in my craft room, because now I have a separate studio from my craft room.
The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile was at the back that year. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, and so they were handing out Oscar Mayer Wienermobile whistles. and we refer to them as our wiener whistles for the for the entire weekend
I know it is.
because we're
And I
all
love it.
adults.
You guys also did an episode for that whole weekend, and
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
you running up to me with the little mic in my face, and
Yes.
like what you guys did that weekend just kind of brought people together. I really enjoyed that, and enjoyed
And
that.
also made a couple people almost punch Chris in the face.
Yeah, you did like what's the word when you just jump on people? Like I don't
Well,
want to use the
we
word gang bang, but that's
we
why is
told
that
them,
word coming to my
we're
head?
like, well, I mean, we weren't gangbanging people. That would be very weird. But we told them, we're like, hey, listen, Chris is gonna run in and ask you a question, and that's all we told people. We're like, hey, listen, can we?
You
interview
didn't tell
you?
me that.
Well,
You just ran up on me.
but we knew you'd be fine. We
Okay,
knew,
yeah.
we knew,
You knew me.
we knew you'd be. We knew you'd survive. And so some people we were like, hey, listen, Chris is gonna do this.
Oh, you did warn
And
me. So-
yeah, some, not everybody, depending on the person, but some.
yeah.
Yeah, and so even some of those people were like, hey, Chris is gonna do this. Some people were like wound up, like they were like, oh, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Chris almost died a couple times. It's fine.
I actually was at an event this weekend, and I was doing a live podcast there, and I was thinking, I need to do what they did. I said that would be really cool, but there wasn't enough people, so I ended up not doing it. But I was like,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna run up on people and be like, hey, like, where's my mic?
something different, something new, you know, something to catch people off guard a little bit. So that's what we, you know.
Yeah. Have you? I know that was kind of your first Squatch watch, and I mean, not that you didn't know Bigfoot and didn't know that I didn't like, look into it and be interested in it, but
Yeah.
have you done anything more with like the Bigfoot world or cryptid world or anything like that?
I really haven't done too much outreach into the Bigfoot community as of recent, and I probably should. I know that they're a minority here in the United States, but like I'm talking about them like they're people. I love it. But no, I haven't. I've done a little bit. We did get to go out to a park here in Louisa, Virginia,
Okay.
and it was owned by the Department of Wildlife here in Virginia, and they asked us to go out and investigate. We did this last fall, and basically we had full access to the entire park all night. It was a reserve technically, and we had the whole reserve to ourselves. There were a number of historical properties on the site, on the reserve. And I mean, there's a lot out there. It's to try to promote hunting and fishing and just getting out into wildlife and nature. So there's a number
Back in nature.
Yeah, and it was great. But it's massive, and we were out there at night, and there's all these stories about, and basically that's what the Department of Wildlife reached out to us. They're like, hey, can you go and investigate these claims
and look for Bigfoot or whatever else is there?
I mean, the property is out in, Louisa is a fairly unpopulated county, right? There's a lot of land, there's a lot of wildlife,
Okay.
It's not like suburbia, like where around here where I am is. And so we were actually hearing things like some pretty significant footsteps and whatnot in the woods around some of the buildings that we were at. Because some of the buildings that we kind of got to have access around, not necessarily inside of, were right up against like a woods line, or like right inside of a wood.
And this is in Virginia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so we were hearing a couple of things even there. Couldn't, we weren't running into the woods because I didn't want to get like bitten by random things. But we were hearing what sounded like somebody was, or something was right up close next to us. So it wasn't necessarily a Squatch watch in the traditional Squatch watch sense.
Okay.
But
still investigating something that was paranormal.
Yeah. Something that was definitely seemed like it was more tied to the land.
Like
history.
It has a couple cryptids, and one of them is the Snallygaster. Kind of close to that area. It's a little further south. Have you heard of the Snallygaster before?
A little bit. I have never gone Snallygaster.
Investigating. We had a term for squatching, and Or was it just squatching? Did we just call it squat? Remember we would say
Um,
squeeching. No,
Squeeching. I mean, well, we did say squeeching.
because we were talking about something. That was the last episode.
I mean,
we
it
did
doesn't
with
matter. We
words.
just make it up. It really doesn't matter. I mean, squatchettes, squatlings. I mean,
Squatlings, yeah.
those are the little big.
But we were talking about the like Snallygaster, like
Squeeches, I think,
Snallygaston.
maybe. Who knows? I mean, it's so hard. We can't. I mean, who's to say? Who's to say how they identify? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I love that you said that, because it is very much like that. Like with these cryptids, like it's very they hold their own identity, but it is based on their own inner self. A lot of these different entities, cryptid entities. But I was actually looking on your Facebook today about the there is a haunted story outside of Richmond about the Richmond vampire.
Yes, it's actually in Richmond.
Yeah, tell me about. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, so this is Richmond's very own kind of I guess creature, if you will. So I don't know if it necessarily fits cryptid, but it's definitely, you know, a horror creature.
Yeah.
So and a lot of people know about the Richmond vampire. I'll tell you that. A lot of people that are in the area, a lot of locals, know, you know, it's one of those stories like when you move into some place and everyone's like, yo, have you heard of this? And that is what the Richmond vampire is. So as the story goes, and I'm gonna tell two different stories and then kind of combine the two. All right. So
okay.
The Richmond vampire was supposedly this creature that appeared one evening or one day at what is referred to as the Churchill train tunnels. And this is a Churchill, it's just one tunnel, but it's the Churchill train tunnel, and it is a train tunnel that sits directly under Churchill. Churchill is I don't know how to, would you say, like a portion of Richmond, of the city, and it literally is a hill. And so this vampire shows up at times of disaster and tries to suck away the blood of you know, everybody that is around these disasters, and then ultimately ends up being chased into a mausoleum that's in a nearby cemetery where he's, you know, never seen again. So that is like one of the earliest, very vague tellings of the Richmond vampire. However, it ties very, very well into the story of the Churchill train tunnel. And that's why this part is important to me, right? So there is a train. If you go to Churchill today in Richmond and you are standing up on this bluff, there's a number of houses. There used to be hospitals because Richmond, first off, Richmond was burned in the American Civil War, but secondly, prior to it being burned, most of the majority, because it was the capital of the Confederacy, a large portion of the buildings were hospitals, and if they weren't hospitals, they were, you know, producing items of war for war. Okay. So this was, you know, Richmond was a living, breathing machine in and of itself, right? So, there's a lot of history to this entire land, and so you're standing on top of Churchill, mm-hmm. and directly below you is a steam locomotive with a number of dead. Basically, a train conductor and a number of train engineers are still to this day, along with the train, buried underneath these houses. Yes. And so how did this happen? How did this come to be, right? The Churchill train tunnel was a very small kind of a walking tunnel, but it was very important because it connected the port of Richmond to the remainder of the city, and then further out, you know, for any further trade. At some point, they decided, you know what? Well, we want to put a train, you know, a steam locomotive right through this tunnel. We want to make it bigger. We want to be able to put a train through here so that we can start hauling goods out, make this faster. Right. And so what they do is they start they start, making this tunnel bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. They put down some train tracks and they start running the train in. And so what would happen is a number of the men would get onto these empty, pallets as they rode into the tunnel.
Yeah.
They would mine out the walls, make them bigger and bigger and bigger, so that eventually they could start, shipping things through this tunnel. One day, and I'm trying to find the date here. Hold on. I want to say it was October 3rd, 1925. All right, so everybody, close your eyes and think of black and white. Right, life was in black and white back then, and so
We were all in black and white back then. There was no
everything.
color.
There was no color. And you can't tell me anything wrong because I've watched TV at that time, and it's all black and white. There was no color. It was color. Color is a new thing. But 1925, the train tunnel or the train is making its way in for the day, and there's a number of men that are, there's a conductor, there is somebody that is working the engine, there's a couple of men that are in there to mine.
Yeah.
A portion of the cave starts to give, and they hear some of the rocks coming down. One of the men yells out, "She's gonna give." And before he can finish that sentence, the ceiling collapses on them. Now, all urban legends have truth behind them.
They do. Yes. We're investigating one right now, and you could there's all some kind of truth. Yes.
Yes. So this to me is where our Richmond vampire comes from. All right.
Okay.
And again, there have been storytellings. There's if you were to ask somebody else, they could probably tell you another 2 to 3 different versions of this. However, during this tragedy, the cave, the ceiling collapses. Some of the rocks hit the steam engine itself, and that steam starts to expand and get hotter and hotter, and then it explodes. Right? That steam has nowhere to go. You're caved in. All right.
Okay.
And so what happens is that steam starts spreading through the room. So
yeah,
imagine this. You're underground. It is pitch black because you can't see anything now. You've had a cave in.
Because you're caved in. Yeah.
All of a sudden the room just starts getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter.
Yeah.
Because the boiler erupted. And so that's exactly what happened. Railroad firefighter Benjamin Mosby was standing. He was actually shoveling coal into the train's firebox when the boiler erupted from the crash, or from the cave-in, and it released all of that heat. So, something to note about Mr. Mosby here is he was working shirtless at the time. Okay, and the cave-in occurs. And he does what everybody else would do. He is trying to claw his way out.
Yeah. Yeah, we all would be. Yeah.
And this man is working on nothing but pure adrenaline at this point. He gets out of the cave-in. And bystanders describe a vampire standing nearby this cave-in at roughly the same time. Very gaunt. He is completely bald. He has got sunken eyes. Very skin and bones, thin, grotesque creature, standing by, just preying on people that are trying to get their get away from this tragedy. The vampire was Mosby.
Okay.
And what happened was, because he was working shirtless, the steam from that boiler engine melted his skin off.
That's what I'm thinking. Did it melt? Did it make it like
everything? Yes.
And that would make his bald, everything. Yeah.
He had no skin. His fingers and his nails and his teeth were all broken, bloodied. And so you have
that's like vampires' teeth. Like they would have saw teeth or.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were probably broken because of the cave-in,
Yeah.
right? And trying
Okay.
to claw your way out, right? But I mean, by all depictions, this was a monster. This right, this
Mhm.
monster that is escaping from the tunnel, and so
Yeah, 'cause it's not like they had TV and stuff like back then to see
no, to
all,
explain.
all the things that we expose ourselves to now. Like this is
Mhm.
something brand new, you
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
and so this creature runs all the way from Churchill train tunnel all the way to Hollywood Cemetery, which is where the mausoleum of W. Poole resides, and essentially ran in there. And as the story goes, people chased him, and he disappeared into the mausoleum. What really happened was uh, he did run all that distance out of pure adrenaline, right? I mean,
Mhm.
God, you got to imagine that. Emergency services got him. They took him to Grace Hospital, and he eventually died, unfortunately, from his injuries. And so that is the story of the Richmond Vampire and
Mhm.
the Churchill train tunnel. Now, it's interesting because again, it's they're two very tied in history, or stories. These
Mhm.
myths, both of them seated very well in actual factual history, um, but your Richmond vampire turns out to be this person in anguish and horror. So
Yeah.
it's very a very twisted story.
Yeah, because people love. And I'm not just saying people. Like, aside myself, even myself, we love the abnormal stories. We love the paranormal stories. We love to believe in
Mhm.
the unknown. So when you see something like that, you're going to go with it. But it's like the telephone game. I literally, in my classroom, played the telephone game yesterday,
Mhm.
and we started with one message, and it was 10 of us. And it literally totally got sidetracked by the time I got to the other one. And that's how urban legend works. People don't
Mhm.
realize, like, we didn't write this stuff down and stuff like that. We didn't have cell phones to capture things. And,
Yeah.
it's that telephone game, that ultimate telephone game of one person was like, and think about the delirium too. Everybody's
Oh yeah. I
buried.
mean, it's just it's mayhem. I mean, it's you know these are people that are very tied intimately to the community. I mean, this
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
150 or excuse me 1925
It's
100
kind of
years
like the
ago.
Johnstown flood, how big that was and all the people in the community. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't this big sprawling city
Hmm.
that it is today. And
Yeah.
so it's odd to think about that if you live today, if you live in a house in Churchill in Richmond,
Hmm.
Virginia, your house is situated on top of a train
Hmm.
and a number of people, a number of
Yeah.
bodies,
Another.
and there have
Yeah.
been efforts to try to retrieve those bodies, but because the ground is essentially this very loose clay, every time they try to go and dig, it's cave in after cave in after cave in
Yeah.
after cave in.
A lot of sinkholes and stuff. So you can only do so much.
Yeah.
So if they were down there and you said the steam from the coal and stuff like that, I know, like, when we burn our modern fuels, we get carbon monoxide. Does coal give off carbon monoxide? Do you think maybe that they were having some hallucinations and maybe saw something they didn't
I
think?
don't know. I'm not sure on the byproduct of that. But I mean, I honestly think it was. I mean, it's hard to imagine. I mean,
Hmm.
somebody that has literally your entire all your skin just gone, right? So what are you looking at? You're looking at some hairless, you know, looking thing. You see the nervous system, right?
Hmm.
So I think it was a vast majority of people had never seen anything like that. I mean, I'd never seen anything like that. And if I did
On
see it, I
TV,
wouldn't
I
know what the
have,
hell to
but
do.
not
Yeah,
in
but
real
not
life.
not in real life, not running,
Mm.
running past you at mock Jesus because of their adrenaline, and you're like, what?
Mock
Like, oh
Jesus.
my God, like what was that? What the hell was that? Um, so you get your opinion on whatever it was in a couple of seconds. So
Hmm.
who knows? I don't know.
It is like, yeah, right by you, and
Mhm.
you don't know, and that's where legend starts.
Yep.
So Damien's like Tommy knockers in the mines. Do you know about the Tommy knockers?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
So the let me look it up too. Like the Tommy knockers are a legend. Tommy knockers mine. They are they're like gnome-like creatures. There was a movie. There's all kinds of things. Like, don't you remember the movie The Tommy Knockers?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds familiar, but I mean, honest to God, I haven't watched a whole lot of movies or TV recently.
Well, this is back. Like, you're a little younger than me, so I forget when the movie came out. But the Tommy Knockers are it's a mining folklore from I guess Welsh and American mining, believed like a spirit of a dead miner or small underground creature that were in
Okay.
the mines. So if you think about like similar situations, like where a mine has caved in, or there's something
Mhm.
they get trapped or something like that, and maybe something happened to people, maybe that they started using or depicting these like normal people as Tommy knockers, but they've turned into something of I guess a leprechaun where they would give food to, and they give wish to, and
Hmm.
and make offerings to, so that they would be safe in these mines. So
Huh, that's interesting.
yeah, it's
Yeah, I
it's
don't know.
like it's a rabbit hole to go down. Like if you're bored one night and you want to go down the rabbit hole with Tommy knockers,
Get down-
just look it up.
Go down the Tommy Knocker rabbit hole.
Yeah, Jason said coal does give off
Yes.
carbon. Everything that burns is
That is correct, because
Yes.
it needs oxygen, and yeah, you're right. If it burns oxygen, it's displacing. But I don't know, like, because I don't know if the majority of that was just kind of kept in where this collapse occurred, and then it
Mhm.
was all centralized right there. I'm not really sure. There's a strong possibility. I mean, I know that because there were a number of people that were able to dig themselves out. It wouldn't surprise me if they did have some sort of hallucination because of some of that
Yeah.
byproduct. Um,
Because like when you go on investigations, if you have high EMF, you can have the same type of effect.
Yeah.
Like just natural EMF in the place, you can have the same type of effect. So,
Yeah.
So is the people that live there now? You said like this is like one of the things that people live in Richmond, they just kind of
Mhm.
know about. It's like they're told, "Hey, did you know about this?"
Yep.
Do they ward against like vampires? Like they put garlic on their doors, or like?
No, no. I don't,
Am I gonna go like in this area and everybody's gonna have garlic
just gonna
on
come
their
to
door?
Richmond. It's just garlic city, the garlic capital of the world. No, I don't think so. I mean, it's a standalone story.
Okay.
I haven't heard of like the return of the Richmond vampire. So I don't think people are terribly worried or concerned. I think it's just like a fun story
It's a fun
that folks
urban
like
legend.
to tell.
Yeah.
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 Not for Benjamin Mosby, but a fun
Yeah.
story for us to tell.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
About this event.
And I wonder if something similar like Mothman. Did that how Mothman occurred? Like,
Yeah.
Was it a similar type of urban legend that? Not to say that Mothman doesn't exist, because I'm
Yeah,
not.
Mothman needs to exist because Mothman's my favorite cryptid. So.
I know, mine too. We've had this
Yeah.
conversation, but
Yeah.
now there's a whole festival and everything about him. That's why I was wondering, like,
No, and I really
does
want to go. I've
Richmond have
never
a
been.
vampire festival? And
That'd be cool. We do. I mean, we have Red Vein is an escape room here, and they're
Okay.
good friends of mine. They had an escape room that was themed the Richmond Vampire. I have a Richmond Vampire T-shirt. I mean, but we haven't adopted it. Like, there's not like a baseball team named the Richmond Vampire, even though that'd be kind of cool.
and no statue or anything, right?
No vampire statue, unfortunately. Again, I think that'd be
cool,
cool.
though.
We need like just like Mothman. We need a vampire statue, but
Yes, maybe that's a new thing for you to start.
that's not gonna work out.
You
We'll
go
start
work on
knocking
that.
door to door. I'll be like, listen, I need money for a statue. Be like, of what? A vampire. A vampire. Sir, what drugs are you on?
I don't know. People love to believe in something and gather as a group. So
That's true.
it might actually work out.
I could. I wonder if I could get somebody I think
Yeah.
it's a spot to put it, but
So, other things happening in your life. Let's talk about Hanover. Let's talk about the Hanover Tavern a little bit, because you have the Paracon coming up.
it is coming. It is coming. God bless. It's coming. It's going to drive me insane because it does every year, but it's coming.
Yeah.
I am excited. So let me pull up. I need to pull up something because
Okay.
I'm stoked. Are you coming, by the way?
Absolutely, yes. As long as I do not have the flu, but absolutely. I love your Paracon. I love being there. I love the tavern. I love all the little buildings around there. I love the history. And see, I'm a big Revolutionary War history person, and that area just that is like I get geek out on that. So
So we're changing it up to this year. This
tell
year
me you're not having it at the tavern.
It is not at the, no, it is at the tavern.
Okay.
I've actually had people tell me that they wish it was at a convention center and stuff like that, and I understand, but I also feel like it would massively lose its I don't know, it's personality. And so it is still at the tavern, still still the same space, but we are going to have it as a 2-day convention.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's going to be Friday and Saturday this year. It's going to be, or next year technically. It's going to be January 30th and 31st.
Okay.
And it's going to be Friday 12 to 6 and Saturday 11 to 7. And then we will have a VIP event Friday evening. I call it Friday Night Frights. It is going to be a cocktail hour followed by storytelling from Haunts of Richmond, who actually give ghost tours of Richmond City, but they're very well versed and they know a lot of the history. They do a lot of really deep digging. So really good folks. And then we are going to, and I haven't announced this yet, so it's you're hearing it here first, folks.
First time.
We are having Patty Negri and Rob Thompson return for a Friday night VIP gallery reading. And following that, we will have another digital seance with Ron and Lourdes.
That's amazing. Yes.
Yeah, and it is really cool. I think that
I just spent time with both Patty and Rob in Maine when I was the Maine Paracon.
Yep.
Yes. Amazing individuals. So
I'm excited for that. Friday evening's gonna be fun. Friday we're gonna have speakers throughout the day as well as vendors. One of my good friends, Glider, is going to be coming.
It's the only one I could find.
That's okay. We haven't really put a whole lot out.
Okay.
Hey Donna, it was good to see you stalking me the other day in my truck. But no, it's good to see you guys. No, they pulled up next to me and and Donna and her husband are like, and I look over and I'm like, it was very fun.
Yeah, if I lived closer, I would be stalking. I would do that too. Like,
so Adam is going to be speaking. Adam Bonnet. He's been to the Bash a lot. If you have seen him, and he goes by Glider because he is paralyzed from the waist down. So
yes.
I thought it was really neat. I mean, it's not awesome that he's paralyzed.
No, it's awesome. No. Oh, yeah. See, I do that. And then you do that to me, and I put myself in these situations. No, I'm glad. It's awesome that he's speaking.
I know what you meant. And Adam
and I'm not going to cuss here. I would cuss
give a hard time.
You.
Yeah. So Adam's going to speak, and he's going to talk about some of that. Like, what are some of the triumphs and tribulations that he's had to overcome, and how does he approach the paranormal differently because of that? I mean, a lot of these paranormal locations aren't ADA compliant, so it's not like he can just easily access the top floor. You know, so how does that impact and change his?
Like, how would he get up to at Waverly? You know, going up there, and
we just put him on our back and carry him like a backpack.
Pulley system. We get a pulley system.
So we're going to be doing that Friday. There's going to be a number of other speakers on Saturday. And I will add the Connor sisters will be returning because I know a lot of people really love them. So Ashley and Misty Connor will be hosting a workshop a little a little workshop on Saturday, I believe.
Okay.
And we are expanding. I don't want to throw too much detail out there, but we had a cryptid panel last year, and we talked about Bigfoot, and we talked about the Wolfmen of Virginia.
Yes.
And a lot of people really like that. So we've agreed, because I kind of have a body of people that help me decide, who's going to speak and what are we going to talk about. But we're going to have a circuit, of panels that are specifically towards cryptids and UFOs. So this year, we're going to have one individual from MUFON who's going to be talking about, ufology, aliens, that sort of thing. And then we're going to have somebody else from, I can't remember the name, the Bigfoot Research Center. Yes. Is going to be coming in and speaking about, some of their investigation tactics, styles, those sorts of things. So I really wanted to change it up, and that's where we're going to circle back to the preternatural conversation, the word that we had, the word of the day, kids.
Word of the day. Preternatural.
Yay! So
how do you spell that?
So that was the idea. It's like, why do we pigeonhole ourselves?
Well, I know someone that can speak on the snarly owl, and his name is Dave Grant. He does tons of research, and that's what our team is researching that right now, and trying to I don't want to give away too much, because we're still in the early phases of our research and what we're looking at. But I don't know if you've ever heard of the snarly owl, but he's in Maryland, and Dave Grant is an amazing person, and I'm volunteering, tolling him right now, but he has so much knowledge on that cryptid. So
yeah, no. I mean, send it my way, because it's already filling up, but I mean, there's already conversations for even the following year. So
absolutely. Yeah.
So we have that. I've got some more folks that are coming in. I don't want to drop too much, but. One of the other, I'll tell you this, one of the others that I'm trying to get, and it may be a virtual conversation, but somebody that is very well versed in spirit photography, and not necessarily like, look at this spirit photography and you're like, well, that's just cheesecloth, but actually discussing it. Yeah, and you're like, you're just weird. But actually discussing it, and how do we get into the habit of photography in the paranormal, and
I'm sure they'll talk a little bit about the pareidolia too when it comes to that.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
Super excited, because it's more of like the Victorian era style of discussing, spirit photography and all that. And so, the idea with the Paracon has always been to not necessarily just put people on the stage, but bring in people that want to educate and share knowledge with other people and information. And so that's something that has really been driving who we're trying to bring in. It's not really about, what TV show you have been on, or what movie you're a part. You know what I mean?
It's about knowledge. That's why I love yours. It is about people who really have something to offer. Yes.
And that's what I want. I want people to come to this and walk away having heard something or learned something that is different or challenges, their understanding in a positive way, where it's constructive. And so that's why you'll find everything, the entire palette of the preternatural. You've got everything from mediumship to we're going to have scientific investigators speaking.
And you've had that before. You've had skeptics speaking before on your paranormal panel.
Oh yeah, and Kenny Bill.
You might have got some kickback from that, but it made it rich and interesting, and that's valid.
People tend to shy away from skepticism, and I do not, because it is incredibly healthy. And it is a responsibility, I think, to every investigator, that if you are going in with purpose to do something that that you should do so truthfully. And I think
Yes.
that's where the skepticism, words are hard, comes into play, because you can't just say, you know what, I've detected some EMF, it's a ghost.
Yeah.
No, that could just be your 200-year-old fridge, or your microwave, or your unshielded, wiring that's in your walls. And I think that's the right way to approach it, is ask questions.
It's like the cop who shot everything up because the acorn fell in his car.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I've and if people are upset that there are skeptics, but that's part of the paranormal.
It's part of research.
Yeah, you
true research.
You can't blindly just accept that. Well, if that light over there, went out, that doesn't mean it was a ghost. Maybe the bulb blew. So that's kind of the way I approach it. It's not to upset anybody, but hey, use some thought. Approach this with your brain. Because not everything that we're experiencing is paranormal, and
it isn't. Yeah.
It also makes it, when we do experience that paranormal event or what have you, it makes it, to me, that much more special, because it is a valid experience. It's not something that you've just chalked up because, well, why not?
Yeah. Why not? And you part of your research, your team, you are the historian, correct? Am I correct in saying that?
For the Ghost Finders, I am the team. I am the historian.
Okay.
And then for Transcend, I'm the director. I actually do have historians, actual educated historians on the team. So I don't claim that title with Transcend, because there are people that actually have very well earned it.
Okay.
I do have a huge passion for history.
But you do have a passion for history, kind of like I do. I'm always the history. Yeah.
And so that's why I'm the historian on the Ghost Finders, because on that show, and we're a team, we're a crew, and we go and investigate together, and just like any other team, have each other's backs. But I am definitely the one that's basically Rob finds this location, or somebody from the team finds this location, and we're going to go and film there, and they're like, hey, this is where we're going, and I'm like, all right, thanks. And then I am just nose in book. And I have to be very careful, because I can't say, hey, Patty, because Patty Negri is part of our show too, and I can't say, hey, Patty, we're going to a Civil War field hospital, so I have to be very you
have to keep all the history to yourself.
and then when the time is right, when I'm able to, then I get to say, hey, listen, what you experienced is valid, because this was a Civil War field hospital.
Yes.
There are accounts of loss of life or limb, or fill in the blank here. And to me, I just think that's really cool, because then it validates it from a metaphysical and a scientific side, and a historical perspective. We get to have this really cool crossroad of I guess ways to approach and investigate the paranormal. So
it is, and I love that that's the way you approach things. And you have a very large team. You have a team all over, actually, not just in Virginia. So tell us a little about your team and Transcend, and what you guys are you guys do.
Yeah, so Transcend Paranormal, we were founded in 2010. There was about 4 of us at the time, and we are basically a paranormal team that operates in Central Virginia. So we work in a good chunk of our folks live here in Central Virginia, and we partner with historic locations throughout the state and some surrounding states to help them with fundraising, and we do that through ghost hunts, paranormal investigations, lectures, presentations, panels. You name it, ghost tours, you name it, we've done it. To help support these locations. Sometimes it's not even paranormal related. It might just be, hey, we're going to come help you, do something, help you fix your website, or help you, clean up something and paint, whatever. But there's a huge swath of just random things that we've done. But it's the whole idea is to help with historic preservation and restoration, educational programming, and community outreach. And so when Transcend hosts events like we're going to be doing here on Saturday, 100% of the proceeds goes directly back to the location that we are investigating.
Yeah.
And if it's not going to the location, it's going to a nonprofit. That is typically it's like we've donated a lot historically in the past to Scares That Care.
Scares That Care was just at the event I did last, and Snarly Yow works a lot with them. Yeah,
and they're really good folks.
they're
And
amazing.
so we've hosted events that has benefited them, where the proceeds goes to Scares That Care, and Scares That Cares is another nonprofit that sponsors 3 to 4 families every year, and one family is a family that has a terminally ill child. Another one is a breast cancer patient. Another one is a burn victim patient. And then another one might be, just fill in the blank, something else.
Yeah.
But it's money that goes to benefit them and enrich their life.
Yes.
It's not earmarked, because a lot of donations tend to be earmarked and say this can only be used for
medical. This only can be used for food or
whatever. This is money meant to bring the family together. And I really
if they want to use it to take a enrichment trip to Hershey Park, they can. Because sometimes families need that when they're going through a stressful time. They need a family outing, gathering. As a social worker, that's something that means a lot to me. Is like, it's not just about tangible things the families need.
I mean, this, healing is not always physical, right?
It's not.
And so
it's very rarely physical.
It's very,
I mean, it is, but yeah.
And so it's really cool to be able to give back, and so that's what we do, and that's how we operate. We start off about 4 people, and we're about somewhere around 30 people or so strong today. And we just keep trucking. We've been around for a while, and knock on wood, hopefully a while longer. And
I don't think you're going anywhere.
But it's all meant to just hopefully help and give back and restore some of these places. We've worked with historical locations in the past that are no longer here. They have unfortunately been destroyed or demolished. And it's a huge passion of mine to keep me going, hopefully we can save another location. Hopefully we can allow that to be a place that people can be educated and learn about our history, that otherwise you wouldn't if it was just a field or a parking lot. So
absolutely, and I love that you guys do that. I really do. So we're gonna close out the show. I know there was a couple other things we want to talk about, but I feel like that today's not the time for that. And then it is getting, because I do have to work tomorrow, so it is getting a little later.
I get it.
Where can people find you? Where can
in Virginia? No.
In the woods, in the middle of nowhere, 10 miles away.
Yes, I be the witch of the wood.
I mean, does Transcend, like you guys do a lot for nonprofit or a lot for the community? Like, do they offer, or do they? Words are hard.
Words are hard. I'm telling you,
words are hard right now. Do they offer? Do you accept donations to give to these locations from the outside public? I guess you guys are not a 503 or
we are not a nonprofit, so we don't. I try not to touch money as much as possible.
Okay.
And that is in marriage as well. My wife handles all of our finances, probably for the better. Actually, very much for the better.
Oh, I'm horrible with money, so
I'm really good. I'm really good at one thing with money, and that is spending it. Yeah, I am a pro. I am a pro at spending money. And so I don't touch the money. I can totally recommend places to donate. One that is very near and dear to my heart is the Hanover Tavern Foundation. And the Hanover Tavern it's a board and that I have been president of, and I am the immediate past president. But we manage and maintain the historic Hanover Tavern, which
your event and all your stuff goes to them.
Yeah, and that's where the Hanover Tavern Paracon. It is a nonprofit fundraising paracon, so 100% of the proceeds from that event goes directly to the tavern as well. But we bring in 2,000 to 3,000 school-age students every year, and we teach them SOL topics for Virginia history, U.S. history, whole 9 yards. And we try to do a lot to kind of give back to the community and be part of the community. So we
Mhm.
host Autumn Fest. We just had that at the beginning of, or the end of September, which is just
And there's some great white cheddar grits there.
there are some really banging grits. Oh my god, we have the best grits, and
Yes,
so good.
absolutely.
But
Because there's also a restaurant on site. So-
yes, yeah, that's the great thing about it. You know,
Mhm.
we have a full bar and restaurant scratch kitchen
Mhm.
that is part of the tavern. So we still have the tavern feel, and then we have a theater that sits 155 people,
Mhm.
plus a historic tavern above all of it,
Mhm.
and then a coach house that is kind of like a vendor center for us,
Yeah.
for the con. So it's really fun. We've also expanded the patio. So we have a fire pit now, and it's,
That's great.
it is
We need a fire pit. It's always cold when we come.
yes, it is. So now we're gonna have a fire pit, and people can stand on the fire because we're gonna have it lit up. So we like I said, we're changing a couple things. We're really
I love it.
stepping it up.
I love it.
So,
And I love
but-
what you do. And I love you. And I love your energy. And I miss you and being around you and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll get back out in the world this year. I kind of took a year where I was a little hiding to myself. I had some personal things I had to deal with.
It's where the work is done, man. That's the thing. But where can you find me? You can find me at Transcend Paranormal, Transcend Paranormal on Facebook, Instagram, all the socials, transcendparanormal.com.
You ate my grits.
Bro, they're so good. Oh my god, they're so good. I promise you. It's really good. And you can find me Steve Dills on the Book of Faces and probably everywhere else. I don't know. And then if you want to come and support the tavern, it's the hanovertavern.org. Again, we do have a full restaurant, so if you want to stop by even without me, you're more than welcome to. And we have some really, really good food. Oh my god, this is some good food. So
and the food's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like that's the whole reason why I come. It's not for you. I come for the grits. I come for the grits.
Southern cooking. I get it. Southern cooking. I understand.
And that's why I really didn't come, is because I knew I had the stomach virus, so like I can't eat the grits because I can't eat anything.
Sure, I'm not driving down there. I can't even eat the grits.
But yes.
What a mid event.
The main event is the grits. Well, I remember last year they sold out of grits, and I was so sad.
Yes.
And I was like,
it'd be like the first thing you do. It'd be like 7 a.m. You'd be like, "Can I place an order of grits, please?"
Yeah, and I was supposed to. Yeah, I was. Oh, you can look at his shirt, Mountain Dude.
I saw it earlier. I like it. I like it.
I promised Chris that I would bring him Peridel chocolate milk because I know he loves his rudders.
That's
but
right.
He has to try the Peridel.
There was that whole thing about that. I forgot about that.
And I didn't get to come and bring that, so I definitely have to come next year and have my grits and bring multiple things of chocolate milk, all the local dairies, because we're like dairy country here. And they all make their own chocolate milk.
I'm just meeting a guy for some chocolate milk.
I'm gonna have a whole cooler of chocolate milk.
What do you? You're gonna pull you over and you cross state lines. I'm like, man, what are you transporting?
In the cooler.
In the cooler. It's chocolate milk. Just chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk. Just chocolate milk.
Ma'am, please step out of the car.
I promise they are not espresso martinis. Oh God. Okay, I have to stop laughing so I can. And this is what I miss about you. I cannot stop laughing. It's okay. Breathe.
Can't make it to the event this year, Chris. The milk's on the side of the road. That's it.
Oh, I think that's one of the trials of or risk you take of having an event in the winter is like snow and
transporting chocolate milk.
Transport and sicknesses, like
and sicknesses. Yes, those are the top three. Those are the top three killers of winter travel.
Really, I'm lactose intolerant. That's really what happened. It was all
it literally is. Then
I was testing the chocolate milks for Chris, so I had to I had to test them all to make sure he had the best chocolate milks. And yes,
he had his chocolate milkies on. Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, thanks for being on. Thanks for coming on,
Yeah,
everybody. Thanks for
inviting me.
everybody who's watched, everybody's in the
And
comments,
happy
anybody that shared.
Halloween, everybody.
Yes, have a happy Halloween. Eat lots of candy.
I'm excited. We're setting up a haunt for the neighborhood kids.
Yeah, you did that last year, didn't you?
Yes, and they're gonna walk through the house. It's a
Mhm.
nightmare. It's a nightmare
The-
because my
wow.
wife is like, everybody's gonna walk through the house. I'm like, I know. And so they're gonna come in. They're gonna go through the dining room, through the kitchen, into the garage. The garage is built. The garage is an entire indoor cemetery.
Oh no! I need to come to your house to trick or treat.
Yeah, you should.
We were actually talking about that. I finally live on Main Street now,
Oh,
where all
really?
the trick or treaters come by, and I'm
That's
so super excited. And I want to build a whole haunt. I might need
That'd
to
be
get some
cool.
tips from you.
That's what we're doing, and so we don't get as many. Like our neighborhood's fairly small, but
Okay.
prior to moving, we lived in the town of Ashland, and we lived in the only neighborhood in the town, and so we probably had 3,000 some trick-or-treaters one year, which was nuts. Donna, I'll message me. I'll send you my address.
Yeah.
Message me. You can come over. You can come over.
I want to know its address too. I want to. We're gonna drive.
You ready to drive? Yeah, 2.5, 3 hours.
3 hours. I think it's 3 hours. We're gonna drive 3
Yeah,
hours to go to Steve Dills' haunted house on
Get some
Halloween.
chocolate.
If you can't hear what he's saying, the haunted house literally goes through. Sorry, he's back there. It literally goes through. They're gonna walk through his house. You said walk through his living room.
In the
And-
foyer into the dining room.
The foyer into the dining room.
Into the garage to the backyard.
The garage to the
and then
backyard.
and then out front.
So it's like a whole little path that's gonna go all the way through.
Yes.
Oh, what if what if some kids had too much candy and they start to vomit in your house?
Then they'd be part of the decor. No. It's gross.
I work at a school and I'm with kids, so I know like how
Ugh.
these things happen. They just like to vomit.
Pass. Like run outside.
You're like, here's a bag. Just throw up in your bag. Oh, no, they have a bag because they have candy.
Yeah, just throw it in your bag. I don't care. Just don't throw up in my house.
Oh, before we get off, one more little story I have to tell you. Speaking of candy, Easter one year, my son was 4 years old, and we were at our Easter gathering, and they had their Easter egg hunt, and he filled his bag with Easter candy and stuff like that, and then like he disappeared for a little while. We couldn't find him, but we found him in the van eating his Easter candy. Right.
Oh no.
So it wasn't maybe 30 minutes later, he started vomiting.
Yep, because he ate it all.
Candy. It smelled and it was sweet. Like, you know how vomit is horrible.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
No. It smelled like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Like
it actually smelled like
it
okay.
did. I've never in my life never. That's how much he ate. It just came up. It was candy. It smelled sweet like candy.
Oh. That is a mix of emotion. That is a hot mess of.
Well, you're a parent.
Yeah.
Like those things happen.
Yeah, but like I'm thinking of, oh god, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess I would prefer it to smell like candy. Like usually I'm picturing like, like when you get the smell of like you cook a fish or something like that, and then you try to like cover it up with Febreze, and it's just this like this monstrosity of a stench at that point. It's not even like
I like that you used cook a fish instead of like poop in the work bathroom.
Yeah. No. Because the fish, I think, brings it to a whole new level. Like everybody knows, but then you can also reminisce back to that time that you just like really or like when you throw out chicken.
Oh.
Like when you prep a chicken, you know what I'm talking about? You prep a chicken and you throw the raw bits in, and then what you do, you like Febreze it a little bit. You're like, psh, you're like, oh, this will smell better. No, it amplifies.
It like connects with it and its molecules.
It's the same as throwing like chicken out in the garbage, and then a couple days later, you open the garbage can to put another bag in.
Yeah,
and the wall comes up.
Yeah. Or your freezer full of deer meat decides to bust and you don't find it out until like a month later.
That sucks.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think that smell came out of my house till about 6 months later.
Ugh.
Just like baking soda everywhere, trying to get rid of the scent.
It doesn't go away.
Yeah, I just realized we are still live and people are listening to us talk about this.
Enjoy, everybody.
This is
Happy
our
Halloween.
conversations. I told you, like, this is what happens. It
Just
gets kind
random
of
stuff. I didn't know you were alive still. I thought you
no, we're live.
like, I thought you were like, I'm out, and then, so I came in and I was like, hey, babe.
No, yeah, no, you're live on
after show
Facebook.
chat, whatever.
This is the after show chat.
So
It is.
Did she tell you about making hot sauce the first time?
Oh no, that's another
No.
story he brought.
I
mean,
haven't heard the hot
That
sauce
just
story.
the whole like cooking
The smell
something,
and cooking.
Yeah.
So our neighbor grows habaneros. We have this we got this huge bag of habaneros, and we're like, what are we gonna do with those habaneros? Says, I'm gonna make hot sauce in the kitchen.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm not a hot sauce. I'm not a hot sauce person.
Do you know what happens when you boil peppers at a high heat in your kitchen?
Habanero peppers.
Habanero peppers.
I'm
It
guessing,
turns into a gas chamber.
I was gonna say, is it blinding for everybody?
No, it's kind of like you were in the military, right?
No,
You didn't do military, but you
No,
know how
it's
like you
never
watch
gas.
military TV and they go into the gas chamber and they can't
Yeah,
breathe and
yeah.
cough. Yeah, that's how it was.
Awesome.
we had to evacuate. The kids start coming
They
downstairs.
start
They're
coming
like,
down like
"Ooh."
one by one, like,
And you
what's
couldn't
going
even take a
on?
breath in. You could not. There was no breathing. You could not breathe.
It was just straight out like
This
we were,
is
like,
it.
fanning them out to the like outside.
This is it now. This is how we live.
I've never made.
I don't know.
hot sauce
I didn't
again.
know she'd never made hot sauce before. Like,
Yes, I did. I said I've never made hot sauce with habaneros.
Well, yeah, it's a different level of stuff like
That's
that.
a different level of heat than jalapenos.
Yeah, it's getting to chemical warfare.
That's awesome. I like it.
Yes. So, but yes, Hanover Tavern Paracon. Everybody go check that out. Check out
Yes.
Transcend Paranormal. Check out Steve Dills. Check out Eerie Encounters. Hopefully, you guys will do some more adventures soon.
Dude, I mean, I have.
I feel like you need
That's the
to.
kicker. I have content. It's just a matter of like editing it. Yes, and
That's
and
everybody's.
I know.
That's everybody's bottleneck.
Mhm.
Yes, that is the crux of it. That is the entire 100%. Because you go and you film for a couple of hours and you have fun and then you find yourself in editing hell. And that's it. So that's where it's there. It's there. There's some really cool shit in there. There's some really cool stuff. There's some really funny things that Chris and I've done.
You and Chris are hilarious. Like
and
they're like listening to Jeff and Joe talk in the car.
Oh God,
Like,
they have to. Have
You know
a
Jeff from
channel.
Jeff's Traveling Boards of Wonders.
Yeah.
His brother Joe and him, they do all the shows together, and we're really good friends now, so we talk all the time. I can literally just like call them and listen to them talk to each other in the car, and I can imagine I could do that with you and Chris.
Yeah. We've done that. We've done that with people where they just hang out. Well, we do like we'll do like car trips, and we just call people randomly, and then we just hang out for a while with whomever answers.
Oh, please do that to me sometime. I would love if you ever do a car. Yeah. Yes, please.
We talk about NPCs, like trucks being NPCs. So,
or small pillows at the hotels. Like when there was a whole hour conversation about these tiny pillows at a hotel once.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about some dumb shit. It's like there's a Facebook group that I have found recently called the Dole Men's Club, and it's just like the dumbest things, but it's fantastic and it is enthralling, and I love that some people.
So is it only for men?
I don't think so. I've seen everybody in there, but it's just like it is just the most mundane topics that like somehow are interesting, and I love it, and it's just like I don't know. I find a lot of comedy in it.
And like literally, like our last 20 minutes have been dull, mundane topics. All right, I'm looking it up. I'm gonna follow it. There it is. I'm following it. But yes, everybody, I need to get to bed. I have to work at 4 o'clock in the morning. I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So, Steve, thanks again for coming on. I appreciate it. And we need to keep in touch more. I'm here.
I know.
Please reach out and let me know.
I keep talking to Andy about coming up, and I actually just need to do it. I just haven't.
You need to come up. I mean, you're not that far. It's not like halfway across country.
No, it's not. It's not that far. Gettysburg is very close.
Come up. Do something at Ghost City.
Well, that's what I want to do. I'm supposed to. Andy and I have talked about me coming up and like hanging out. But I have one goal that I want to get done before I do that, and then I plan to do that.
Okay. All right. Yes, and maybe another time we'll talk about that goal. I know we talked a little bit about like possibly there's some writing ventures happening, so stay tuned for that. We're just gonna tease. Let's just tease. There is possibly some pen and paper.
Some action.
Of course, no keyboard and computer nowadays.
Yeah, ain't nobody.
We don't write with pen and paper anymore.
That's sad. Let's retired with the abacus.
Yeah, this is Steve might be bringing his name onto a back of a leather. No, I don't think they make books in leather anymore, do they?
Oh, no.
It's very Ed Gainish.
I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm always I think of old school stuff. All right, Steve, you have a wonderful evening, and thank everybody who has stuck around this far for our endless chatter, mindless endless chatter and laughs. So have a great evening. Enjoy yours. Enjoy your Halloween, and remember to fill your cup first. You can't pour from an empty cup. Have a great evening. Do you like how I was like